It began as whispers on the streets of Nairobi. Stories of a man who hunted children, not in the dark, but in broad daylight. Masten Wanjala was born in Bungoma County, western Kenya. He grew up in poverty, his childhood filled with neglect and violence. Neighbors later described him as quiet but strange, always alone, often seen wandering. He was said to have a difficult relationship with his parents and struggled in school. No one paid much attention. After all, troubled kids weren't unusual. But deep inside, something darker was growing. As a teenager, Masten moved to Nairobi. He lived in informal settlements, areas where poverty met survival. He played football with local children, earned their trust, and began calling himself a football coach. To the kids, he seemed friendly. To parents, harmless. No one suspected that behind his smile lay the eyes of a predator. Police say his first known murder happened in 2019. A 12-year-old boy disappeared after being promised football training. His body was later found, strangled and dumped. Masten later told detectives that was the first time he felt in control. He said watching the boy die gave him satisfaction. Over the next 2 years, the killings continued. He targeted children between 10 and 15 years old, mostly boys. He used the same pattern: lure, trust, isolate, kill. Sometimes he strangled them. Sometimes he suffocated them using his bare hands. He hid the bodies in bushes, abandoned buildings, or dumped them into rivers. In one chilling confession, Masten said he sometimes drank the blood of his victims. That's when he earned the nickname, the Vampire of Nairobi. For months, police struggled to connect the murders. Children went missing from estates in Kabete, Shauri Moyo, and Muiki. Parents filed reports, but there was no link. Then, in mid-2021, investigators noticed a pattern. Each missing child was last seen with a tall young man who claimed to be a football coach. Using phone tracking data, detectives finally found a suspect, Masten Wanjala. On July 14th, 2021, police raided a house in Kabete. Inside, they found Masten. At first, he denied everything. But as questioning continued, he began to speak. He calmly confessed to killing more than 10 children. He led officers to sites where he had buried their bodies. Some were in shallow graves, others in sacks, left in drainage tunnels. Officers who were there said he showed no emotion, no regret, no fear. He told police he picked his victims randomly, from bus stops, football fields, or alleys. He said he would spend time with them first, talk, laugh, eat, before striking. Quote, based on Nation Report, "Greater than I loved the feeling of watching them struggle. It made me powerful," he told investigators. It was a confession that shocked the nation, not only for its cruelty, but for the chilling calmness with which he described each murder. But the story didn't end there. In October 2021, just 3 months after his arrest, Masten escaped from Jogu Road Police Station.
Tonight, more questions surround the escape of a suspect from a cell in a Jogu Road Police Station. Said suspect, self-confessed serial killer Masten Wanjala, who went missing just hours before he was expected to appear in court. Meanwhile, Masten's family is demanding that their son be apprehended again.
According to reports, he took advantage of the chaos during a shift change. No one noticed him walk out. He simply vanished, leaving behind the city in panic. Parents in Nairobi refused to let their children walk alone. Police officers were suspended for negligence. Kenyans demanded answers. How could one of the country's most dangerous serial killers escape so easily? 2 days later in Mukwea village, Bungoma County, Villagers spotted a man hiding in a house. They recognized him from news photos, the escaped child killer. An angry mob surrounded the house. Before police could arrive, they dragged him out and beat him to death. It was over. The man who had terrorized parents and killed innocent children was dead. But many felt uneasy. There would be no trial, no psychological evaluation, no justice for the families, only revenge. After his death, police confirmed his identity through fingerprints. Families of the victims were torn, some relieved, others angry. They wanted answers that would never come. Experts described Masten as a psychopath, a man who lacked empathy shaped by trauma and neglect. Others called him a symptom of deeper problems: broken families, poverty, and a failed mental health system.